Enough with that. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? It is so awkward because I cannot even hear the music. I don't know why it's broken. It has been way too fucking long. It's been what? I think it's been 5 months to the T. Hello, everybody. Wait, I don't have emotes? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, maybe some of you, maybe the sub emotes are gone now, but I'm pretty sure most of our emotes aren't sub only. But yeah, oh my god, it's been too long and I am not used to be talking to myself. This feels so awkward. I can't hear the music, I can't hear anything. But uh let me know if the music's too loud. You streamed 5 hours earlier than normal? Yeah, I streamed 5 hours earlier. It's not like it's 7 p.m. right now for me. No, usually I stream like, I don't fucking know, it's been way too long. Usually I stream like an hour, 2 hours later than this usual time. Nah, it's fine. Thank you. Limit forgot how to stream, guys. Jags, you don't understand. Legit, 5 hours before the stream, I was trying to set everything up and I was just looking at everything. I'm like, how did I used to do this? This is way too complicated. I had to find like 5 different scripts. My OBS scenes were all whack and stuff. Thank you, Anthony, for the prime. You almost stream 4 to 5 hours in the morning for me? Really? I'm pretty sure this is my normal time, so, or at least a little bit earlier than my normal time. But yeah, today, it's been way too long, and I feel like I have a lot of explaining to do. I have some things that I want to talk about, and I guess we'll get to it. But yeah, I have a lot of explaining to do. I know I disappeared like exactly 5 months ago on Valentine's Day as well, I'm pretty sure, which has nothing to do with the reason why I left. But yeah, it's good to be back, but we have a lot to talk about. Basically, this stream is literally just going to be me yapping about where I've been these last 5 months, what I've been up to, the reasons why I left for so long, and what I have it planned for the future, and some ideas that I just want to share with you guys. Because even though I've been gone for 5 months, obviously I haven't been like gone. I have uploaded like 2 hour long videos during that time, which I'll be honest took a lot of energy out of me. But in terms of development and working and streaming, obviously I just haven't really been around. Uh, but yeah, let's talk about where I've been actually. Um, During this last 5 months, I haven't really been working on Irma all that much. I haven't been streaming, obviously, but I'll get to this as to the reasons why I left. But what I've been doing these last 5 months have kind of just been, I don't know, getting back my social life, really. Spending a lot of time making videos. I did move to a new place, so I'm no longer in that fucking... Honestly, my old place wasn't even that bad. It was just that it was too cramped because of all the furniture that came with the apartment. But I've been moving during that time as well. Still in Germany, but just a new place. A little bit better of a place. Better is kind of debatable. And I've been on vacation and finally graduated from university, which, now that I think about it, there's a lot that I need to explain in terms of my graduation as well, but I don't think many of you really care about that. Did you enjoy the break you deserve? I don't know if I would say I deserved a 5 month break, but I guess I enjoyed it. I did recover. I was so ready to be back streaming like a couple months ago, but for a number of reasons I didn't start streaming earlier, and I'll get to that pretty shortly. So, as to the reasons why I left, let's start with the obvious, right? I've been complaining the entire time before, while I was streaming still, that I just had no time to make any of my videos that I wanted to make, right? All the development of Irma, in the last year or so, I just had no time to sit down and actually like make videos for it. You guys could already see from my hour-long Blender video, my hour-long Irma V development video, like those are just 2 out of maybe 7 or so that I still have planned behind the scenes that I wanted to make. And there's a bunch more that I've just been thinking of wanting to make, but I just haven't had the time to actually sit down and think of what I'm actually going to do for those videos. But the hour-long videos, oh my god. For every minute you see of a video, there is probably an hour that went behind making that minute. So I feel like I spent 200 hours on the fucking Blender video alone. Because I did the entire thing. I thought to myself, okay, this is shit. I threw it all out. I did it all again. Like my script itself is 10,000 words long. I fucking hucked out another 20,000 worth of words from my fucking little journal that I have for each one of my videos that I have in the backlog for like the devlog and all that stuff. It's so much fucking shit that I just have to sit down, churn through. I think I spent 100 hours just sitting and rewatching footage because it's 24 hours of footage straight, right? I feel like for a normal just like 5-hour stream or something, to cut it down into a simple like highlights reel that you would normally see on YouTube, that could take like half an hour, maybe 1 hour for 5 hours. And you're not doing anything extra. You're not really like storytelling or anything. This was a fucking journey. 24 hours just for the Blender one. And don't even get me started on the Irma V video either, the development of Irma V. Oh my fucking god, man. The amount of times I scrapped that video, rewrote it as well. There was even at the very, very end of it, like I was exporting the video in preparation to upload it that evening. And then my entire project corrupted. Basically unrecoverable. And I sat there for maybe 8 hours straight. I had work the next morning. I sat there till fucking 8 a.m. recovering this project from the depths of hell from DaVinci Resolve after it got fucking corrupted because God knows what. I like had to learn how to parse out their fucking proprietary DRA format, actually navigate through all the files, decode some fucking binary to figure out which timeline was which, and all. Oh my god, it was a whole fucking mess. It took me 8 hours to figure out how to fucking recover the project, and it was so stupid. It might be one of the hardest things that I've ever tried to do in my life. I've done a lot of hard things outside of coding as well, but this might just be one of the hardest and most stressful things that I had to do. Because if I lost that, that was like another 100, 200 hours of just work gone. And I would have to disappear for another 5 months to remake that video. Woohoo. Damn, what kind of bad luck is that? Yeah, it was really fucking unlucky. It was like, I already finished it. I had this one little clip that I wanted to take out, export, and show to my mods because it was like a haha funny kind of thing. But I know DaVinci Resolve made me pay the price for that. Like, for what? But yeah. That was the obvious, but honestly, that wasn't the main thing that took me away from streaming. It was one of the reasons, but it wasn't the main reasons. I think the main reasons for me were health problems, right? I feel like this is a trend for a lot of VTubers especially, but we have a lot of freaking health problems. And if you were here while I was streaming a lot during December and January and a bit of February, I guess you would know that I was just constantly sick. Like, I don't think I had a single stream where I wasn't sick. And even after I finished, or even after I started my break, I was sick for maybe another 2 months after that. Just constant respiratory infections in the nose, in the throat, in the lungs especially. Like, it was just really bad. I was in and out of the hospital multiple times. I had to take like weeks off of fucking work and everything. Like, I was just in the absolute shits. I don't know what I had, some sort of like lung virus or something, but that took me out for a good bit of time. I just didn't have the energy to stream anymore. But that wasn't the only thing that hit me. The other thing that hit me was I had a vocal cord injury, and this started happening maybe there was 1 week where I had to take off because I literally couldn't speak. It started off from then, and then every time I came back to stream, it just like kept coming back. And even now, it's a little bit better now that I have like some medicine for it, but I'm still dealing with the vocal issues. It's like my body just isn't able to develop the mucus lining around the vocal cords anymore. So after a while, I just like lose my voice. I can't speak for that long. And so I kind of have to tone down how I speak, especially for videos and stuff. Even for videos, just doing a 5-minute voiceover, I can already feel my throat like tightening up. It's not great, but it is what it is. I'm learning to deal with it. And yeah, if I if I don't stream as often, that's a big reason why I'm trying to dial back the amount that I stream, the amount that I have to do voiceovers at least, because I'm trying to work around my vocal cord issues. That's 2 health problems. 3 health problems. I wouldn't call it burnout exactly, but I had a lot of mental health problems. Not like chronic, but I guess I was going through like some seasonal depression or some shit. Some seasonal depression, some sort of anxiety. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but it was really bad. It was like I hit a certain threshold and then I just couldn't catch it, and I just like went down the spiral. Part of it had to do with malnutrition. I wasn't eating well, you guys know this. I wasn't also seeing the sun all that much, especially during German winters. It's just fucking gray light all the time. But especially me being in IT and like closing the curtains, sleeping during the day, all of that, like I just wasn't getting enough vitamin D, so I got seasonal depression. I ended up getting like a prescription for vitamin D, took it. Bro, I was on cloud 9 for maybe 2 weeks, and then I was back to like I was back to just being fucking dead every single day. I think for 2 months, I had to take a full break from Irma V because I couldn't bear looking at the project and just being like, I can't deal with this shit right now. I can't like look at her. I can't think about development. I don't want to think about coding. I don't want to think about anything, right? That was like the first 2 months of it. After a while, I actually started eating better. I wasn't eating Burger King every single day and only Burger King or fucking like sausages or whatever the fuck I was eating. I was actually eating proper meals now. And now I'm trying to focus a lot more on my health. I'm doing a lot more cardio and stuff. I'm eating a lot better. Well, maybe not so much this month. Maybe I'll get to that in a bit. But I'm trying to take my health a lot more seriously because I had a lot of just physical and mental health problems lately. Uh, yeah, I could see that happening because you're an unhealthy amount of time talking. Yeah. I mean, especially for streaming, like, or not so much streaming, but the 24-hour Blender video, you guys saw snippets of it, right? Snippets of maybe up to an hour. Half of that was me constantly talking in the actual like live moment, right? But the entire 24 hours that I was working, so basically for the entire 2-3 days straight that I was awake for, it was just nonstop talking, right? And that absolutely killed my vocal cords. And then same with all the months before that, every time I would work on Irma V, I would be constantly talking. Every time I'm on stream, I'm constantly talking. And then I go to work, it's constant meetings, I'm constantly talking, right? I'm not somebody who likes to talk a lot. And I don't know if that gets across to you guys or not, with me being a content creator and how I do like my presentation kind of speaking, right? Every content creator I feel like has this kind of content creation voice where they kind of pitch it up, be a little bit more energetic. This is obviously not how I talk in real life. I am a lot more deadpan, I'll say, and I don't prefer talking all that much. I am very much the textbook introvert. Talking makes me tired. And that's just how it is, right? This is the most talking I've ever done in my life. My vocal cords aren't really used to it. Hence why I've had so many of problems with my vocal cords as well. I heard that depression caused by normal animal instinct or some she. Yeah, I can see that being the case because, well, we're mammals, right? I don't know if this really applies to us, but do we have hibernational instincts? Do we have depression during winters telling us to like stay indoors or whatever? Maybe. I'm not sure. That might have to do with lack of vitamin D. That might be the reason for seasonal depression. I don't know. In any case, this was something I had to deal with. Almost no extroverts are on Twitch. Beg to differ. There's a lot of extroverts on Twitch, I would say. Most of them are like live, flesh tubers, I would say. But I think there's quite a few VTuber extroverts as well. There was one more thing that I wanted to talk about for the reasons why I took a big break. I don't exactly remember though. Oh, right. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was I wasn't really happy with the things that I was streaming, right? I think you guys can tell from how my videos keep changing style, the thumbnails keep changing style, everything just keeps changing every like couple of months, right? I'm just never satisfied with keeping the same thing. And the same kind of goes with content creation and what I stream on Twitch, right? You could tell that I was getting pretty frustrated just defaulting to just chatting streams, or no hate to the mods, but just like even defaulting to doing the same games for the mod streams like every so often. I'm not really somebody who likes to do the same thing and milk the same thing for content over and over and over again, because I don't know, I take a lot of pride in trying to change things up, make things different every single time. And the same kind of goes for content creation, right? I was pretty dissatisfied and demotivated from streaming because I felt like I was forcing myself to do a lot of streams that I just didn't really feel like doing, right? There were some streams that I did want to try, like having Irma play those daily games or whatever. Those were fun, but going back and then doing a just chatting after that using Irma and then seeing her completely fail for the 20th time in a row, it's demotivating. And I just didn't want to keep putting you guys through it. I do have a lot of content ideas that I do want to try, but especially with my streaming schedule, trying to force myself to stream 3 to 4 times a week, I just didn't have enough time to really execute on everything else that I was working on behind the scenes, as well as coming up with content or preparing things for streams each and every single week. And so I wanted to take a big break because I needed to restructure a lot of things behind the scene, both in my personal life and in my content creator life. Never tried training AI to play a game. That will take a lot of time. It really depends on the game. I've also, I'll get to this in later. I'll get to that in a moment. And there was another thing. Less so the reason why I left, but this was a big reason to my demotivation from streaming and content creation, but also my social life. I kept putting, what's the term for it? Clotheslining or some shit? No. I kept leaving people out to dry. Yes, that's the term. People would keep inviting me to all of these events. Oh, you want to go clubbing? Do you want to go climbing? Do you want to do this and that? And I would say, I'll think about it. And then when the time comes closer to it, I'll say, no, I want to work on my side project. I want to work on my AI project. I want to work on my content. And it just felt like I kept pulling out that excuse for 1 to 2 months. And all these people that were so excited for me to come back to work with them, to rejoin from being an intern to being a full-time, and then seeing me just like kind of leave them out to dry every single time they want to hang out with me, it's a bad feeling. And I feel like I kind of let this whole content creation life consume me for the last, I guess, 1 to 2 years. Like both inside my personal friend group, both inside of my workplace, everywhere, right? And I wanted to reprioritize it so that I actually do have time for the people in my real life, and that I actually do spend time with them, right? Actually go out and be a normal human being and socialize with people. And I think that's important. It's not that I want to deprioritize this anymore, but it's more like I feel like if I don't do this, then I stop being a proper person. And if I want to do this for the foreseeable future, if I want this to be something that I spend my entire free time doing, then I need to have a balance, right? It's a work-life balance, but now instead of just work and life, it's now work, content, life balance. I need to juggle these 3 things in my life. And if I can't do that, then I don't know. I don't think I could keep doing this. I haven't met my friend group in like 8 months. We only hang out like once. Yeah, but even then, it's like I don't even join calls with my own personal friend group because I'll be editing, or I'll be streaming, or I'll be working on Irma V and I have to like do commentary for it. But it's also like during this entire time, nobody in my own personal friend groups even knew that I was doing this, except for a very few select people that I had test some things for me, or are fulfilling some sort of staff roles, or they did some digging into me and ended up finding me on the internet. Stuff like that, right? But for the most part, I've been as private as possible when it comes to this whole Limit Can't Code and Irma V and JEIs, and I've been very private about all of this, right? Whenever my colleagues come up to me, they tell me, oh, how's your side project doing? And I have to be very vague about it. I just tell them, oh, I'm doing all this AI stuff, some local AI stuff. And then they always come to me like, oh, this guy's like an AI guru doing all this like local AI stuff. But he never tells us what he does like on the side. And oh my God, I actually have a story about this. My mentor, for the longest time, he knew that I was doing some AI stuff, but he never knew exactly what I was doing. He never knew that I was doing content creation. And so he just knew me as the AI guy. He would propose a bunch of like AI ideas to me, and I would just like bounce them off of him. But I would never talk about my own personal project all that in detail. In fact, I would say I was pretty sus about it. I would feel like, oh, it's nothing. And then all my colleagues would be like, what is this guy doing that's so secretive or whatever? I noticed he's supposed to be anonymous or whatever, but well, like, why is he being so secret? And then I decide to move to my new place, and I get him to help me move some furniture. But little known fact, I actually do have a poster of Irma that I got when she debuted, and I have it hanging up. It's like a display that I have, and I have it hanging up. And he comes in with some furniture. He looks on the wall. It's the first thing he sees. And he looks at me and he's like, is this the AI stuff you've been doing? And I'm like, oh shit. Yes. And he looks me dead in the eyes and he's like, be real with me. Are you making AI porn? Like, what is this jump in conclusion? You can't be telling me this is no. It's not just him there either. It's him and another colleague walk in. They're already really sus of what I do in my own free time with this AI project. They see this. They see fucking Irma with her massive fucking titties on the fucking poster, and they're like, do you make AI porn? And at that point, I was just like, no. Keeping this a secret is gonna do more damage to my social reputation than actually just coming up front and center with it. And so I was like, no. I had to explain the full thing. I told them that I was a content creator and everything. AI porn is a logical conclusion. It's not. I can see how they came to the conclusion, but it shouldn't be your first conclusion. And so I thought to myself, oh my god, I wonder how many other people think that I do AI porn on the side. Like fucking AI girlfriend experiences or whatever. Like I get it's very similar, but it's not it, guys. It's not it. And so when I went on vacation and met all my friends again, I came clean. I was like, guys, this whole AI stuff, I am a content creator. I do AI VTubers. Okay, let's not get it twisted. I don't make AI porn. I'm an AI VTuber developer. Okay, let's not get it twisted. That's what you get for suggestive characters. Oh my god. I This is what I get for not pressing my model artist for downsizing the tatas enough. Guys, when I got back to model the first time, the tatas were huge. Okay, they were actually mountains, and I had to tell my model artist to like, can we like downsize it? Can we like make her flatter? Can we make her flatter, please? For like 2 fucking months, and this is as where am I? This is as flat as I could get it. Literal speed bumps. Okay, it's as close as we can get. Oh my god. Hopefully though, hopefully that doesn't cause any problems and they don't like go around telling people like, oh my god, I know Limit can't code. But knowing them, it shouldn't be that much of a problem. Plus they aren't really that into like VTubers or anything. At least most of them aren't. Anytime you see boobs and AI, you must be a gooner. That is the law of nature. Fuck, there's no escaping the allegations, is there? Maybe. Don't worry, she's an android. I can just replace her body at any point. Think about it. She's got fucking nanobots. Let's go. She can change form whenever she wants. Limit does AI porn confirmed? I don't know. You never know. It could be like my side hustle, you know? How do you think I pay for all of this? Tech jobs in Germany? We're still not making that much. Like, come on. Just twist the head out, eh? No, don't say that. That makes it sound way worse. Alright. I guess that's most of the reasons for why I've been gone. There's a bunch of smaller reasons as well, like, oh, I know I had to do a bunch of stuff soon, like moving and then going on month-long vacation, which I'll talk about later, I guess. But those were the main reasons why I left at that immediate moment, why I had to cancel all those streams and everything. It had nothing really to do with anything, like any particular person really, and it had nothing to do with like any criticisms or whatever. It was all mostly just me literally reaching my limit. I hit my limit. I'm at my limit, guys. We miss you, Limit. Thank you, Konig. But as for what the future is going to look like, let me just be straight. I am not back to streaming full time 3 to 4 days a week, right? Like I said, I don't want to force myself to stream things that I don't really feel like streaming. I don't really want to force myself to fill the schedule with just chatting or obligations for me to be here when I would rather be editing or working on some videos behind the scene, right? So with that being said, I don't even know if I'm going to be streaming even once a week. At least I'll be streaming like once every month, let's say, right? I'll try to have something. I'll stream whenever I feel like I have something worth streaming, whether it be like a cool content idea, something I want to show off, if I just want to talk, maybe if there's a collab or if somebody wants to play some games, I don't know, right? But once a month, we're eating good. You're eating good than you've been in the last 5 months, okay? I got you. 1 is already better than 0. You're infinitely improving. Your conditions are vastly better than they were. Who's this guy on the screen? Nobody. Your first time seeing them. Ace, that's better than the content drought. Yeah, it's better than the content drought. But during this time, while I'm not streaming as much, while I'm down like sizing the amount of streams that I do, I'm still going to be prioritizing videos, and I'm still going to be trying to find help to actually get more time to actually stream. I did try getting an editor during these 5 months. I hired somebody, well, I hired one of my friends who don't know anything about video editing, and I paid them to learn video editing for like 3 months or so. Fuck, it was expensive, but I wanted them to like commit a good amount of effort to learning to video edit in my kind of style, at least for Irma's channel, right? Just some stream highlights and stuff. But in the end, they ended up kind of burning out after those 3 months, and I'm like, okay, fair enough. You don't have to do this. So yeah, I'm still looking for people to fucking help me behind the scenes, at least for editing, at most with editing. Yes, more AI videos. No, I am not going to. Okay, if you mean editing with AI, that is the last thing that I'm gonna do. Okay, I do not want to outsource any art related stuff. That includes video editing, that includes asset creation. I do not want to outsource any of that to AI, because that's just not what I believe in, right? I'm all fine with the AI VTuber because it is transformative, it is something else, but I don't want to give off the impression that I'm trying to replace artists. Is the big thing. In fact, I want to give off the impression that I want to support artists. And so, if y'all know any editors, if y'all want to do some video editing, if y'all do some editing in your free time and want to help out with the channel, let me know. My DMs are open. I don't know though. I don't know if anybody would take that up though, because it is a lot of fucking effort. And it would definitely not be for my main channel, just because the timelines for those are absolutely fucked, and the amount of content there to sift through is absolutely fucked. But mostly for like stream and stream highlights and stuff. No, like AI content. AI content like fucking Irma's content, yeah. You guys get more of those. In fact, I'm working on it right now. It should be done relatively soon, but that's another thing. How have you guys... I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think of my most recent videos, my last 2 hour-long videos? Do you dig the longer videos versus the shorter videos, or do you prefer shorter, more informative stuff, I guess? If we're gonna get another channel, there's always been another channel, there's just been no uploads on that channel. Blender was boring. Other one was good. Alright, you coder. The Blender one... Oh my god, the Blender one. I feel like I could have done the Blender one a lot better. The first half of it I liked a lot. The second half of it, you could see I was starting to burn out from trying to make that video for like 3-4 fucking months. I wanted nothing more than for that Blender video to just be done and over with. Same with the Irma V fucking Irma V video as well. The first half I was like, okay, this is fine, and then the second half was just absolute fucking mind rot. Cool videos to sleep to? Alright. Well, it's better if you do shorter vids so you can talk less. Plus, you're taking so much time making one video. That is what I was thinking as well. The thing is like, if I want to tell a more comprehensive story from beginning to end without like having all these cliffhangers or whatever, or being like, yeah, we're like still learning, we're like halfway through the learning, but there will be another video out next week talking about the other half of the journey. Like, I don't want a 2-parter. I just like I just want a movie and I want to be done. But I also understand it's like, fuck bro, spending 5 months to make the 1 hour video. In fact, hold on, let me check. How much time are all my other videos combined that are not the hour-long videos? Let me just check, because I'm pretty sure the Blender video alone is already longer than all of my other videos combined. YouTube Studio. Irma is still tired after her 5-month break. Yeah, look at her sleeping in the back. Let's see. You guys won't be able to see this, but 1 minute, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, another 20 minutes, another 13 minutes. Like, the two videos combined, the Irma remake and the Blender video combined, is more time than all of my previous videos combined. Every single video combined. That's fucking crazy if you think about it. I took 5 months to edit the equivalent of my entire backlog in one go. Also, who the fuck copyright? One of my videos got demonetized. I don't even know why. You know what? I'll figure that out later. Shorter is better. I do agree that shorter is better. Like, I feel like I could have gotten the equivalent of maybe 5 videos out during these last 5 months or so. And take into account that I haven't even been working these whole 5 months. I've probably been working for like these last 3 months. In fact, 2 months. The last most recent month I haven't really done anything since I've been on vacation. But I could have done all of that work in the equivalent of like 2 to 3 months. And so if I lock in, I could make a lot more main channel videos if I just keep them shorter and if I focus a lot less on the actual journey of it all, but more of what I've learned during that time. I still want to focus on the journey because that's the main thing that I want to get across, but I don't have to be so particular about every single little detail like I did with the Blender video, right? Limit, can we see the IRL poster you have of your AI child? It's you have the art of it inside of the thing that I uploaded, the zip that I uploaded. It was in fact, it's the same as the schedule art. It's the same as the schedule art. The right side of the schedule art is that PNG. I just got it as a textured display. It's kind of nice. Limit pregnant? Limit on paternity leave? Shit, you caught me, guys. I'm an asexual. I'm an amorphous blob. I replicate by cell division. I don't know why I can't hear anything either from my OBS, by the way. I can't hear any redeems or anything. I can't even hear the music, so I'm just sitting here in silence. But yeah. In terms of videos, I kind of want to keep it to like 10 to 20 minute videos. If I can do that, I can get a lot more out sooner. Like this video that I'm working on right now is just about like basic prompting of AI personalities. I'm not even looking into the journey of it because I don't have any real footage of that. But honestly, it's one of the easiest videos I've made in like recent times. I like spent a day making a script and doing a voiceover. Okay, I spent a day cutting down the audio, looking through and making a storyboard of visuals. Okay, today I sat down, gathered visuals. Okay, by tomorrow I put down the visuals, I put down the animations, and I do some sound design, and then I publish. Woo! Would you look at that? 4 days, so simple. Like, what am I like complaining about? Just make 10 to 20 minute videos. Like, quit complaining. But yeah, shorter videos definitely better. But the real question is, how? I know a number of you have your own AI VTubers, but can I get like a +1 in chat if you guys have your own AI VTuber that you've been working on, or something akin to an AI VTuber? +1, +1, +0.5, +1. Yeah, so like there's a number of you. But for those of you that have AI VTubers or something akin to an AI VTuber, how many of you watch my videos to try and learn something to apply to your AI VTubers? Versus how many of you just watch the video because you want to watch me suffer. You almost finished the limit AI VTuber? Aw, shit. -1. Me, +1. I try to learn from you, both. I don't learn from it, I laugh at it. I already know, Lex, you laugh at me every time. You might be number 2 hater next to S16. Both? Alright, seems like a lot of both. Because I was debating in my head, like, I don't know what exactly to prioritize, because I want to show off the journey because I know it's like something interesting. I know it's something inspiring to people who want to like start their own journey. But I also know it's like, oh, I'm doing like things the most absolute unconventional way. Maybe there is a lot that people can learn from it, right? Like, I feel like I've done a lot of things in a very stupid fashion that has taught me a lot of lessons that I would have never learned otherwise, right? Like, I guess, for example, this latest video or this next video that I'm going to be making on prompting, like, I originally had the prompt for the user input and all the conversational history. I had that divided into different sections. So I would have one section for Twitch chat. I would have another section for the normal conversation. I would have another section for one-time requests. And I would have another section for like Twitch events. And the original Jay Eisen was unable to like attend to Twitch chat and could only focus on the main conversation. She couldn't do requests or anything, even if they were there, right? And I feel like I would have never learned to like think about how attention really works, or to take into consideration the actual fine-tuning of a model when it comes to how I structure my prompts, for example. Just doing things the dumb way, making the mistakes and then learning from them, you learn a lot more than just actually doing things correct the first thing around. Fine-tuning is an art. Fine-tuning is an art. Shadows the goat. Shadows is my goat. If 0 to 100, how far do you think Irma is right now? How far from what? Because Irma is a never-ending moving goalpost in my world. If you're talking about 0 to 100 of how close I think she is to being able to properly stream and collab on her own the same way Neurosama is, I would say 60? Mostly because I've been kind of stuck and haven't been able to progress because I didn't know how to solve some of the issues that I've been facing. But I'll get to this in a moment. I've done a lot of thinking these last 5 months. Even though I haven't worked on Irma directly, I've been doing a lot of thinking about how I would want to approach certain projects that I want to attempt in the future, as well as to how to fix a lot of the issues that Irma's facing right now. Right? Whether it be her speech to text being absolutely incoherent in listening to me, her text to speech in producing absolute gibberish sometimes, or her overall AI personality, right? I've given it a lot of thinking. I have a pretty concrete plan that I could implement like right now if I have the time to like sit down and actually go through it. I feel like I've already thought through all the problems that I would face, but then again, that's idealist thinking. We all know that every time I say something like this, I go down another rabbit hole and I'll see you guys in like 2 months. We need better speech to text in the community. I don't know why my brain farted so hard, but I have a solution for that. Maybe not perfect speech to text, but a lot better than using the base OpenAI whisper models. Because I know the reason why they're actually absolutely shit now. I guess I'll talk about that in a moment if I have time. So yeah, that's what the future looks like in terms of streaming and the content that I make. I guess I'll be focusing a lot. I guess I'll be making the kind of videos that I'm still making right now, just like cutting them down to be a lot shorter. 20 minutes max, maybe. I don't know, multi-parts. I guess I'm already doing multi-parts for this AI personality series that I'm doing, right? Starting off with the prompter, then I'm gonna go through my whole like training pipeline from beginning to end, which could take like 3-4 videos maybe. Do you think you could test out Irma right now? I don't think so. I mean, I could try, but I would really rather not try right now. Cause I haven't even like properly set up the DNS server for my main server, and all of Irma's infrastructure would have to run on my framework, which I don't actually have the IPs or anything set up for that right now. So I would rather not try doing that right now. What are we doing today? I am just yapping and catching up. So I'd already talked about all the streaming, the video stuff, the things that I've been working on. Not really. Yes, okay. In terms of the other stuff that I would want to stream in the future, like I said, I want to prioritize like interesting, unique content that I haven't done before, collabs, or if I have something that I actually find worth sharing, right? But in terms of dev streams, in terms of streams where I do development of Irma V or Project Vita on stream, I think I'm gonna leave that to offline, because what I realized while I was doing a lot of my editing and churning through all of the footage for editing is that it's so fucking painful to go through the stream footage in order to figure out what the hell's going on. Not only that, but it is like I can't concentrate on coding while trying to talk at the same time. It's like an interview, right? It's like an interview where you have to sit and talk at the same time. Like talk through your code. But the thing is, the things that I'm talking about aren't even related to the code half the time. Half the time I'm talking to you guys or whatever, and I literally just lose my train of thought and I come off like a complete dumbass. Okay, I am a dumbass, but I come off as 2x the dumbass. I'm a 10x dumbass, okay? That's what I am. Ain't no 10x engineer, I'm a 10x dumbass on stream because I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. And then I end up spending 10 hours working on something that should have only taken me like maybe half an hour. Plus, I don't really want to focus on the line by line implementation of some of these things anymore. I want to focus on higher level concepts because I feel like I've graduated from being the guy that doesn't really know Python. I mean, I guess I did know Python, but like not really knowing a lot of the libraries that I'm working with. Nowadays, it's not so much like, oh, how am I going to implement this line by line? It's more so, what is it going to look like from a higher level? And that's kind of what I want to focus on with my videos moving forward. Whenever I do talking about coding related stuff. I can't even talk when making a vid. Exactly, like talking takes so much fucking mental effort. I can't like do it. So he's saying he's gonna vibe code it. AI assisted coding. We don't call it vibes around here. No, but I feel like if I do start actually using AI in my development now, it will speed things a lot faster because I am the world's slowest typer when it comes to implementations. Like I know exactly what I want, but it takes me forever to actually type it out because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I keep going back, I keep trying to like reformat or like restructure stuff, and I should just like churn it out, move forward. I know the structure, I know the architecture that I want to get out, I know the design patterns. I'm not just gonna vibe it out though. I'm not just gonna be like, do this, no mistakes, auto commit to upstream. Not even gonna look at the code. Okay, I'm not doing that. You know, there's a function DaVinci Resolve to remove silent audio write limit. Yes, I've used that, but let me put this into perspective. The 24-hour Blender video had 24 hours of footage. If I remove silence from it, I get 20 hours of audio. 20 hours of audio I still have to sit through to understand the context of what's going on and to know what's interesting enough for me to put into the video, for me to create a narrative from. And even if I use the other feature inside DaVinci Resolve to remove boring sections, guess what? I still have 20 hours. Why? Because they mostly focus on speech, right? The whole boring detector thing that they have is better if you have like B-roll footage or generic footage, not so much when it comes to like straight voiceover, straight commentary. Is it vibe coding if you just turn off your brain and copy paste the AI with no thinking in it and question things? Or in other way, you use AI as a tool or assistant, nothing more? I mean, oh shit. If you turn off your brain and use AI, I think that's like what vibe coding is. But if you turn off your brain and don't feel the vibes, then it's just coding. True, big true. No, when I say I'm gonna do like AI assisted code, I'm just mean like I'm gonna use it more for like autocomplete, if anything. Maybe stop being so interesting. I think they need better algorithms because I am the least interesting person I know. Irma codes for him. That's another thing that I wanted to try doing. I wanted to hook up Irma to like one of these fucking VS Code extensions to have her try and code using her crappy ass LLM. 20 something people in the limit return stream, it's pretty good. I feel like that's always the case whenever there's like a big return stream for me. I've been thinking about this. I thought you finish whatever thing, then start working on the video. Yes, that's the thing. I finish doing whatever I have, and then I compile all the footage and start working on it. Then I start cutting it down. But it's still a pain. It's still a pain. I think what would be better for me is whenever I finish finish recording something for the day, I put it into DaVinci Resolve and start cutting it down. But that presents it's a big time commitment. It makes it even more of a commitment for me to actually start recording anything. I feel like a big problem that I'm having right now is I still have a lot of anxiety when it comes to actually starting something, because I know if I have to start something for this channel, I have to commit to sitting down, recording it. I have to think about how I'm going to possibly narrate this in the future, or what kind of story I want to tell. There's a lot of pre-planning that goes into it before I ever actually start coding anything. And it's a lot harder for me to just like sit down and start coding, because if I work on anything for Irma V, I need to think to myself, okay, is this something worth like talking about? Is this something worth recording? Is this something that I want to record for Irma? And so I just have like hours and hours and hours of footage in the backlog, and then I finally decide to myself, okay, no, this isn't really something that I want to do, and so I discard it, and it's just like, oh my fucking god, man. The problems with basically a live reality coding show. How am I gonna make a video out of this? Exactly. That's what you need to think when you're a content creator. You're not, because like if I just start coding, at the end of the day, I have no story to tell then. I can't make the videos that I make. I just have like another informative video. Then why would you watch me over just going to like some sort of like AI guru who's gonna tell you how to the next big prompt to use for your Claude models? Like, I don't know. My big thing is I want to tell stories, right? I want to tell stories of trying to learn, trying to develop something on your own, trying to create something with your own hands. And if you have no footage to back that, then you don't have a story to tell. And what else was there that I wanted to talk about? Yes, there was a lot of things that I thought about that I wanted to implement for Irma specifically that I don't know, I think you guys might at least find interesting. If you want me to elaborate on it more, I could, but there's a bunch of things that I want to change about Irma before I really let her loose on her own. The first big thing is, at least for her LLM, I want to give her vision, right? Currently, her model is just like a Llama 3 model, old as fuck. I used that model because it was just the one that I could train conveniently at the time on a time crunch. And I, I was just running into a lot of problems and had a deadline I needed to hit. So I just used Llama 3. But now that I have more time, I want to go back and train a new model for Irma with with a lot of the things that I've learned since then. And one of the big regrets that I have is not giving Irma the ability to see, right? At least be able to commentate on images and stuff like that. So I want to be able to give Irma vision just by using a vision LLM, for example. Right, I'm going to start with a vision LLM. I'm going to train it up from there. In terms of fixing up her behavior from then, I'm still going to use continuous pre-training. I'm going to synthesize for some more data to train with that, but I'm also going to change the data that I use for fine-tuning, and I'm going to incorporate preference optimization into my workflow now, because I think that is how you actually get a proper personality out of your AI. I don't think just fine-tuning is enough. Fine-tuning is definitely not enough when it comes to trying to instill knowledge, but I also don't think it's enough to instill like the tone of speech or something. I think in my head now, fine-tuning is more used for trying to learn new chat templates, maybe to instill an identity, or to maybe set some basic guardrails, right? To put the broad strokes for like the tone or how they react and whatever. But in order to actually get it down to what I want, I need to start implementing some sort of preference optimization. And I have an idea for how I'm going to gather all of that information. But that's probably something I'm going to leave to a video. I don't know. I could explain it further if you want me to. And there's a lot of things that I could improve about her latency, right? Specifically with how I perform caching. I can also perform some asynchronous prompt processing. I've also dug through a lot of MeloTTS's code, and I can probably try to make it, I can probably get streaming input and output working for it as well. Streaming output, definitely for sure, we have that already, but streaming input, I can probably do that for MeloTTS. In terms of her text-to-speech, I was struggling a lot previously when it came to normalizing the words going into her text-to-speech in order to say it properly. Like, she would struggle a lot when it comes to abbreviations or numbers, or I don't know, there's just a bunch of things. But I feel like using an LLM, just like a smaller LLM that isn't necessarily fine-tuned to Irma or trained on Irma's knowledge, but just any generic LLM, I could use that to normalize the text a lot easier. And for speech to text, you can fine-tune the OpenAI Whisper models. And the reason why Whisper models are so shit out of the box is because they trained them on like the most bare bones fucking YouTube videos, probably from 5 different channels, and that's it. Like the quality of the data set that was used to train OpenAI's Whisper models is absolute dog shit. So you kind of need to go in and either fine tune it on more generic data, or in my case, I have a lot of footage of just me rambling, me speaking. I can use that as data instead. And that's the main things that I want to do for her models. In terms of her animations or whatever, there's a lot of refactoring that I can do there. I have some ideas to make it look a little bit more realistic and a little bit more energetic than she is right now. And I also want to give her a bunch of fun tools and the ability to play certain games like Osu, right? Are you going to change her base model anytime soon, since she's on an older model? Well, I need to change her base model if I want to give her vision in the first place, right? I am not going to retrain my own vision encoder for Llama 3. I'm probably just going to use, I haven't done my research on any vision models. I also haven't done any research into how things change when it comes to fine-tuning or training a MOE model, because I feel like there would be you would need to be a lot more careful in how you manage which experts get activated during training and not. But I don't know. I think for simplicity, I might just pick a dense model that has a vision encoder paired with it, and that's what I'll use moving forward. And then I have to build a whole system around it for managing like the vision tokens and all of that, but that's a future me problem. Yeah, you could add a small AI model with vision to help Irma to see what you're doing on stream. The thing with, we tried this before, right? We used, I believe it was Moondream 2, as a model to kind of to caption a image, right? I would give it an image, it would produce a description of what's going on in the image, and then you would pass that to your LLM. However, you lose a lot of information, right? An image is worth 1,000 words, as they always fucking name the papers. An image is worth 1,000 words. You can't really condense that to like 20 words without losing a fuck ton of information. The best thing to do is to convert that image into an embedding, and then give that embedding directly inside of your prompt. And that way your LLM is already trained to look at those embeddings and understand the contents of those embeddings. So it can technically see the image and then reason about it. Just like how Moondream is doing it, but you consolidate it into one LLM. I'm wondering, does she have proper memory? Right now, she doesn't have proper memory like a database or something where she can pull past conversations from. Right now, she's still the bare bones implementation that I made when she first debuted, plus some extra enhancements. But yeah, she's very bare bones at the moment. I want to get back to working on her very soon. At least once I finish making these videos, I want to hop back on that immediately. And I've also been doing a lot of work on Project Vita as well, by the way. I haven't actually committed any of these changes to the main branch, but I have this new branch called Prep 2.3.0. I know Shadows has been helping me test it, at least for the installation part. But I'm trying to take a lot of my learnings from developing Irma and applying them here. Oh fuck, I need water. My fucking throat's going. Are we shooting to do local system or are we using services? I'm going to aim to use local wherever I can because I still want to learn. The moment I start moving things over to a different service is the moment that I give up trying to learn that particular thing, at least for the foreseeable future, right? Like, imagine if I was still using OpenAI, right? I would be kind of fucked because I don't know how to deploy any of my things. I don't have granular control over my LLM. I can't like do the asynchronous pre-processing. Maybe I could, I don't fucking know. And not to mention, OpenAI has announced that they're killing their fine-tuning platform. Yay. +1 for closed source, am I right? Closed AI strikes again. So yeah. I think for the interest of Project Vita and for the interest of my learning, I'm gonna commit to doing everything locally when possible. I think there's a lot of things that would make sense to outsource. Like, what's it? Like web scraping stuff. I could do my own implementation, but then trying to maintain that, especially with all of the back pressure from websites trying to guard against bot activity and all of that, it becomes a headache. And so I would probably use something like, I don't know, what's that one service called? Is it called Supabase? What's Supabase? No, it's not Supabase. There's Firecrawl. That's what it's called. Firecrawl? Something like Firecrawl or some sort of web scraping API. If I want to do web scraping, that's probably what I would be using instead of implementing one and maintaining it on my own. I would implement one just to learn the basics of it, but I wouldn't attempt to maintain it because I know the struggles of trying to work with shit on the web. It is not fucking fun. Working with other services that you have no control over is not fun. When something breaks, guess what? Stream is canceled. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's everything that I kind of wanted to talk about. I don't have anything off the top of my head at least. My notes. Do I have anything here? Not really. I don't really have anything. Sing for us, Blob Boy. No, I can't. That's another thing that I wanted to do. But I also can't maintain long term. I want to do some karaoke streams, but I don't want to use RVC or whatever AI voice cloning to dub some music, right? I want to learn to do Vocaloid. I want to make a Vocaloid pack out of Irma's voice, but if I want to do karaoke streams, I'm gonna need somebody to help me make Vocaloid songs or Vocaloid covers of those songs. Kind of like the same way Vito does it, right? He has what? Queen B, who does Vocaloid stuff for him. So, I don't know. I guess that's another person I would need to look for. Shadows, my Vocaloid artist. Shadows, my goat, can do everything. Maybe. I don't know. I just need more artists. I need more people, more artists to help me with things. I need editors. I need a Vocaloid artist. I need all these people because like fucking the art side of things takes fucking forever. Like whoever dedicates their life to doing art, big respects to you. This shit is so time consuming for the amount of return that it receives. Sorry, I only do tech. Good luck. All right, tech boy. All right, AI tech boy. Also, would it be weird if I suddenly changed my model right now? I don't have another model. But would it be weird if I started changing my model, like my own Blob Boy, to something else? Yes. I feel like I was thinking about this and I was like, you know, to a newcomer, the blob is like kind of off-putting. But like to long-term viewers, it's like iconic at this point. Betrayal to you? I know, Fire Eagle. Some things, sometimes change needs to happen to all your work. I don't know. I feel like I like the blob, but at the same time, I also wouldn't be opposed to changing the blob to something else. I don't know though, because it's like, do I want to look like a clone of Dream, or do I want to have like my own actual avatar for myself? I don't know. You gotta commission an artist for an even better blob? Yo, an RGB blob? Maybe. I don't know. I still haven't like decided at all. Like, out of pure laziness, I'm probably just gonna stick with this. Especially since it's so iconic to me now. Like when I tried operating Irma's model, maybe it's just a massive tatas or whatever, but I just like couldn't. Looking at myself operate it in like the mirror. I couldn't do it. I can't operate a VTuber model. It feels so awkward. I'm like too self-conscious. I'm too self-aware to actually do it because I feel so weird about it, right? Even just like seeing my own like white blob boy react to me, it just feels so weird. It's like I don't know what it is about it. It's like uncanny. You know it's you, but it's also like not you, you know? If I do keep with this model though, I definitely gotta up the resolution. Like, look at my pixels. Don't my Aren't my pixels absolutely beautiful? It gives me like a fuzzy hairline and everything. My old my old pixelated body. I do have a higher res version now that I use in my videos, but I don't know. I would need to re-rig everything in order to use that. Keep the pixels. The pixels add character. I can rig it for you. Rig another. You could. I don't know. I might give you the assets. If you actually have time, I can give you the assets and I don't know. We can sign a deal or something. My official model artist, Fire Eagle. No, we need 16K upgrade. Oh my god, my PC's gonna be on fire. Oh yeah. I also am going to buy a 5090 the moment I get my security deposit back. Fuck, I'm like so poor for the month. Oh my god, I literally told my mentor, like, I looked at my bank account. I thought I would have saved money since I wasn't the one that had to pay for my vacation. Oh, that's something else I can talk about, my vacation. But I didn't have to pay for my vacation since my parents decided to fund everything. And so I was like, oh, I can finally save money. Now that I finished moving and I'm going on this vacation, I can save money for a 5090 and I can finally stop paying money to RunPod every single month to fucking train these models. Because I don't know about you, in the month of December, I spent $200 alone on fine tuning. Like, oh my god. But I'm finally committing to buying a 5090 before these prices actually get out of hand. Before the 5090 actually hits like 5k euros or some shit. It's already getting close. It's like 4k right now for the cheapest ones. But after looking at my bank account, I don't know how the fuck this happened, but I barely have enough money for food this month. If I don't get back my security deposit, I'm literally like... I'm basically on 10 euros a month on average, which I guess isn't that bad if you're only considering food, but if I have something else come up, I'm like kind of fucked. And so I'm really depending on the security deposit coming back so I can buy a 5090 before shit gets out of hand. And then I can finally go and work on Irma's models, because fuck, this shit's expensive. Wait, you have a framework. Why do you need a 5090? Because I need to train. I already told you, I did try doing some training on my framework. This shit's too slow. This shit is way too fucking slow. As an inference box, it's passable. But if you're fine tuning or training anything, it takes way too fucking long. Like, if I wanted to do another continuous pre-training cycle of Irma's current model, which is like a tiny ass 8 billion, is it 8 billion or 11 billion? Probably the 11 billion llama model. It takes like a whole fucking day to finish. If I were to do that on my framework, it would take me a whole week to finish. Like, no fucking way, bro. Get a DGX Spark then? Have you tested your DGX Spark for fine tuning yet? Or because the inference is like whatever, right? The inference is what you would expect for a DGX Spark, but I haven't seen anything when it comes to like training or fine tuning or anything. Yes, you've been fine tuning models left and right. What's the speed compared to like, I don't know, what GPUs have you used in RunPod? 5090, I guess. Your RTX Pro 6000. I don't fucking know. How does it compare? Is the AI talking here? No, sadly not. Not today. This is for the devs. This is the dev stream. I can't compare because my data was way different. I mean, okay, if your max sequence length is the same, then it shouldn't really make a difference in terms of how many like iterations a second or how many samples a second. Like 5,000 conversations took 10 minutes. 500 conversations took around 10 minutes for one epoch. That's pretty good. For fine tuning or for, I'm gonna assume fine tuning because you're not much of a CPT fan. 500 conversations, 3 epochs, 10 minutes. Yeah, Laura. I think that's about expected. That's definitely faster than the framework, I would say. The framework just takes way too fucking long. I should have gotten a DGX Spark, I don't know. But I'm gonna just get a 5090 because I want the... I want to cut latency as much as possible, okay? We're latency minimizing, okay? What's the maxing version of minning? We're absolutely latency minning this month. Trust me, you want the unified memory space, especially if you move to a larger model. Yeah, if I move to a larger model, then I'll think about it. But I think I'm just going to stick with models and context sizes that can fit within 32 gigabytes. And I don't know, if I need more space to run my other models or whatever, I'm gonna just get a fucking other GPU. I'm gonna just save up for another GPU bucket, bro. What am I spending it on? I don't have a fucking girlfriend. Who do you think I am? My PC is my girlfriend. I spend 10K a month on this shit. Mistral 14 billion is pretty solid and leaves overhead. The thing I don't like about Mistral models is they're find, what are they? They're 8-bit, I think. Are they 8-bit or are they 6? They're 8-bit. Wait. Yes, they're 8-bit. And so I haven't been able to properly apply CPT onto a Mistral model yet because maybe I just need more time to like test the different like sequence orders of operations, but I find there's a big drop off in performance after I apply a CPT LoRa onto the Mistral base model because it was a mismatch between the 8-bit to 16-bit version. They are 16-bit, while the newer ones are. Wait, what? What? The new ones are 16-bit? Okay, then I might try Mistral. I don't know. Whatever has vision, I still need to do my research. But if they are in fact 16-bit, because the one that I tried was the Nemo version from, I don't know, I don't even remember when I tried this. This is probably a year ago, but it ended up not working so well, and I had to default to Qwen, which ended up being a problem when I showed it off to my mods, and then that's why I had to switch over to Llama at the very last minute because I had less than 3 days to fine tune everything. Do you have a Claude sub limit? I have a Cursor sub. Which, does that still include Claude? I don't think so. I don't know. I still do everything through Cursor. I don't really care about like trying to use the most frontier models for my own personal projects. At work though, I do use Claude just because we have it. Fable is cracked on knowing about fine tuning and stuff. Yeah, I've heard. I haven't used Fable outside of my own workflows, like my own automations at work, but I have, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, so let's not get this leaked out. I have seen Mythos in work as well. I'll be honest. I feel like it was pretty overhyped, if anything. And I feel like people already get the consensus as well after like seeing all the work done by Mythos or the lack thereof that has been shown to the public. But I feel like Mythos was way overhyped. I tried using it, or I've seen people try to use it to debug some security vulnerabilities, and it just required so much hand holding. I think this is like the same consensus that pretty much every AI developer who's talked about Mythos so far has came to as well, but it really did come down to the harness that they were using and less so the actual model itself. Sure, it's better at coding, but really it just comes down to the tool set. And that's another thing I want to preach. It's like it doesn't matter what model you use at the end of the day. Like you could use the most brain dead llama model and you could get the same, you could get a very competent AI VTuber so long as you can like train it properly or give it the proper tooling or the proper orchestration or whatever, right? In fact, I don't even think you would want the latest and greatest models because of like how much they're optimized for instruct related tasks, for coding related tasks, as opposed to being a very socialable bot. I feel like back in the day with Llama 3 or whatever, there's a lot less of these guardrails, so it's a lot easier to work with when it comes to getting a more uncensored personality. You could obliterate your models, but that's a whole other thing. Modern models are slopped. Exactly. This is something that I say inside of my prompter video, but it's like, you don't want to use the latest and greatest frontier models because they're so optimized for coding and they're just like an Ouroboros feeding on themselves infinite fucking slop jitsu or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like, especially once you start throwing thinking into the mix, you end up with like Quen response slop that makes zero fucking sense. All your fucking system prompts are leaked or whatever. I don't know. I don't know, man. You have to work around its training cutoff. There are tricks for that though. Yes, you have to work around your training cutoff, but think about it. Do you need to know the latest informations in the world, like every single latest information in the world for your AI VTuber? Like, you could get away with using a very old model. Maybe you could apply some CPT if you wanted to learn some domain specific stuff. Then, whatever else crap you don't care about, you can just give it like an internet search tool or whatever, and that's pretty much all you need. You honestly like, and this is just my way of thinking, but I would prefer if my LLM, if Irma here, isn't like the one that knows it all, because then it just kind of becomes boring when I'm talking to her, right? It's not like she has this personality of, oh, these are the things that I'm interested in, these are the things that I'm knowledgeable in, or whatever, right? It's like, think about it, humans. Do humans know every single aspect about everything? No, right? LLMs know more broad knowledge than humans do, and I feel like if you talk to an LLM, this is very abundantly clear, right? Yeah, it's better if AI VTubers have less knowledge, so that way they're more interesting to talk to. And you allocate more of your weights to being a better personality. I prompt its cutoff dates and give it Wikipedia, then a frontier model fallback API. Well, I mean, that works too. To each their own. Maybe I would tell my Irma her cutoff date, but at the same time, I probably wouldn't, because I feel like it's also interesting to see her lie sometimes, or just gaslight or make shit up. It makes me so mad seeing models use emojis in every single message. Yeah. I've put a filter to get rid of all the emojis from my responses whenever I've used like very bare bone models. I've filtered out the emojis. Even inside the samplers, you can specify which characters you would want to blacklist or whatever, and it wouldn't select those in the response. There's a lot of ways to work around it. You could also try and like fine tune it out or train it out, but that's less of a guaranteed method. In this case, you would use a more mechanical method or a more deterministic method. Limit. Does your AI have the tool to search the web, or was it the older model I suggest using Seer XNG for running locally in Docker and searching the web? You never told me about Seer XNG. She did have a web search tool when she was JA ISIN, but I took that away because her model kept abusing it for every single response. That's another thing that I need to work around, right? I need to fix the tool calling, because the models abuse it so fucking much. At least for her memory side of things, every single message she created, she would end up storing into her fucking SQLite database and then pull it back down and do the same thing. And it was just like, oh my fucking god. It's like, how many summaries of this fucking Terraria shit do you need? I don't know. I know how to give her a web search tool. I'm probably also just going to use a service for that at the end of the day as well. Because I'm not interested in trying to maintain that and against all of the fucking bot guardrails on the web now. But I want to fix up her tool calling behavior before I give her back any of those tools. Hey, leaving stream up. We'll have to catch the bot later. Need to get cooking. All right, see you later. See you later, Joe. Or should I call you Hexacore now? Hexa. I mean, Hexa's your AI. Do you use an embedded model? Joe Mama. Do you use an embedded model? Embedded model for what? I don't have an embedded model for anything inside of Irma right now. Or embedding model for anything inside of Irma right now because there's nothing that needs it. When do you think your next Irma stream will be? Ooh, that's a good question. I have an idea for what I want Irma's next stream to be. I'm just not sure when that'll be possible. Because I don't want to promise any timelines. Because we all know me, I can never stick to a fucking deadline. I don't want to commit to a particular deadline. But I also know that if I just keep going down this perfectionist rabbit hole of saying, okay, I need to implement this and this and this and this and this before I can bring back Irma to stream, then I'm just going to keep moving the goalposts because my goalpost always is moving when it comes to Irma. That's just how it is. I don't know. I think then the next time I finish training her model, I'm gonna test it out on Just Chatting stream, and I think that will be her next the stream that she actually comes back and talks to you guys. But in terms of actual content, it might be another month or so. I don't know. It depends on how long it'll take to edit these videos, because again, my priority right now is to edit these videos, then go back and work on Irma once I actually get like the 5090 and whatever. Don't llama models use tools every time if they're given the chance? Well, I don't know. I am not a big model tester, but the llama version that I used was like the very first llama. I think, was it llama 3.1 or just llama 3? It was very old. It was before tool calling was really a big thing. So I don't even think they're really trained for it. But I never even gave Irma any tools to begin with. Her old model was using, or JEIsen's old models were using GPT, and I don't know. I'm not a big model tester, so I can't really say. No, don't use service. It will cost you more money. Use Seer XNG. It's a great host. It on your machine, and forget about subscriptions. Okay, I'll make a note about this because I've never actually looked into Seer XNG or any other solution because it's just not on my mind right now. Limit, I have a real question for you. What is Irma's personality supposed to be? Whatever my vibes tell me. It's like Vito, bro. It's like, how is he supposed to describe Neuro's personality? He doesn't know. He just lets the vibes flow. It's like, I have this kind of character in mind, but at this current state, I've kind of deviated so far from my original vision of what Irma, one, Irma would look like, and two, what Irma would even like talk like. I guess over time she'll like slowly converge over, but I don't know. We'll see. I've been thinking of having an embedded model on the vision side, but I don't know how or why. Just an idea that stuck to me, that stuck on me. Well, using an embedding model on the memory side. Oh, on the memory side. I don't know why I thought you said on the vision side. On the memory side. Yeah, that's how most semantic search databases worked. You would have an embedding model to convert your message or whatever summaries you have into an embedding, and then you would store that inside of your database along with the actual raw text. And then whenever you query for a related memory, you would just search across the vector space, do a cosine distance or whatever, and that'll give you the list of the top rated results. I will note though that this isn't like a great implementation, just doing it raw like that. I have a lot of ideas for this that I have talked about a long time ago. GraphRank is one of them. There's a lot of stuff you can look into there. There's a lot of different strategies. There's hierarchical semantics, there's GraphRank, there's all these different ways of doing it. I don't know. I haven't really looked into doing memory all that much because my main priorities have been personality and general orchestration. What parameter count have you found is the sweet spot for Irma's models? Honestly, like I said, I haven't been testing a bunch of models to see which ones are the best, especially since like I was on such a time crunch when it came to making Irma's models. Just for pure usability though, I've just been sticking with 16 billion and below, whatever can fit within 32 gigabytes of VRAM. Right? The sweet spot is whatever can fit on your system. You could also make the argument that, oh, you want to optimize for speed as well. That's not something that I really played around with, and there's a lot of strategies you can do in order to cut the latency down, regardless of parameter count. If you want, I will send you my project where I use CRXNG as a tool calling and web scraping written in Python. The same instructions written there will help you set up CRXNG, and you can tell some cloud AI model to help you with this setup. I mean, you can DM it to me if you want, but I'm probably just going to figure it out on my own, as I always do. Bash my head into it harder and we'll see. Most long-term memory will use some sort of embeddings. Yes, they'll use some sort of embeddings. But I want to play around with also incorporating a, I guess, weekly/monthly CPT run on all of her long-term memories to kind of incorporate them and officially incorporate them into her model, right? I kind of want to test out like a bunch of things besides just databases and things when it comes to her memory. Again, this would have to be divided across many videos. Probably one video talking about basic semantic searching, and then another video talking about all the different like strategies for setting up your like memory database, and then I would have another one for setting up the pipeline to auto integrate with a training pipeline and whatever. I don't fucking know. Speed will also matter to them, so it comes down to speed, yeah. Like, if I was just concerned about raw output quality, then I would use the biggest model that I can, using the latest model that I can. But if I want to consider, the multimodal aspect, if I want to consider the latency aspect, then I need to take parameter count into consideration, and for me it's just like 16 billion and below is what I'm sticking with. 16 billion to 8 billion is what I'm sticking with. I wouldn't go smaller because I find that I had a harder time understanding context, especially across long ranges, and I wouldn't go more because it ends up becoming too slow. And that's active parameters, by the way. If you were to use something like MOE, then you would have to look at how many active parameters there are. But it also depends if you can train something that big at that point. Oh my god. Well, I think I'm probably gonna leave it here or end stream pretty soon since my throat kind of feels like it's at its limit again. MOE is pretty snazzy. MOE is pretty snazzy. It's just unfortunate that training it takes so much fucking VRAM. And I still need to do research into seeing how to properly fine-tune it because at least from my understanding of MOE, it would be, you would need to treat it differently than a standard dense model if you want to properly optimize for CPT at least. Oh, you're actually live? Well, you caught me right at the end of stream. Thank you, system, for the tier 1. CPT, continuous pre-training. Because you would need to consider where your training efforts go into which expert. You don't want to spread it across every single expert because then no expert really knows the knowledge well enough. And you don't want to really put it all into one expert because it could make it overly active for all of its responses and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's just small things. Small things that I still need to investigate. I just had one question I wanted to ask about your YouTube videos because it confused me. Is the new AI not open source anymore or something? Irma V's code is not going to be open source, but Project Vita is still going to stay open source. The reason for this is because I found it really difficult to work on Irma V in secret when all of my code commits and whatever are literally public. I like couldn't make any changes to Project Vita while I was working on Irma for like a good amount of time until I split their repositories, just because if their code bases diverged, then it would be a huge headache to kind of like rebase things on top of the old features and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm keeping it a secret just so it makes content creation, making surprises, all of that stuff a lot easier on my end. But whatever I do learn from project or from implementing Irma V, I'll take it as learnings for how I implement the same features inside of Project Vita if it makes sense to implement them into Project Vita. And so it's not like I'm trying to keep any implementation particularly secret. I'm just trying to work in a way that is less restrictive to me. Because it's not like open source is not as easy as just saying, oh, here's my code, it's public, here you go, you can just look at it. Like if you're maintaining a project that you intend for other people to use, then you need to consider like, oh, how am I going to version things? How am I going to do all of this and that? Does this feature actually make sense, or is this just going to become bloat? There's a lot of extra things that I need to consider, and a lot of that runs in contradiction with how I want to implement Irma V. Is Project Vita the new third AI, or is it the old one? It's still the old project, Project J Eisen, is just renamed. Yeah, it's still the same repository. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna end stream here now because my throat's starting to die. Maybe we'll see if I have anything to stream next week. I doubt it though, so I don't know. Might be another week or so before you guys see me again. But you'll have a video, hopefully, by sometime next week. So be on the lookout for that. And I'll see you all next time. Have a good day. Goodbye.